Long ago, the people of Israel were at war with the Philistines. The two armies stood on opposite hills, with a valley between them. The Philistines had a champion, a giant named Goliath. He was over 9 feet tall, wearing heavy bronze armor and carrying a huge spear. Every day, Goliath came forward and shouted, "Choose one man to fight me. If he defeats me, we will be your servants. But if I win, you will serve us." But David replied, "You come with a sword and spear, but I come in the name of the Lord Almighty. Today God will deliver you into my hands." And from that day on, everyone knew that with faith, even the smallest person can overcome the greatest challenge. The Israelites were terrified, and no one dared to face him. Meanwhile, a young shepherd boy named David lived in Bethlehem. He was the youngest of 8 brothers. His older brothers were soldiers in the Israelite army. One day, David's father Jesse said to him, "Take this food to your brothers and see how they are doing." David obeyed and set off for the battlefield. Saul looked at him and replied, "You're only a boy. You can't fight a giant." But David said, "I have fought lions and bears to protect my sheep. God rescued me then, and he will rescue me now." David ran toward him, reached into his bag, and took out a stone. He slung it with all his might. The stone struck Goliath in the forehead, and the giant fell to the ground with a loud thud. The Philistines were shocked. They turned and ran. The Israelites cheered and chased them away. Saul agreed and said, "Go, and the Lord be with you." When David arrived, he heard Goliath's challenge, saw the Israelite soldiers trembling with fear. David asked, "Why is everyone so afraid? Who is this giant that defies the armies of the living God?" The soldiers told him about Goliath, and how King Saul promised a reward to anyone who could defeat him. David's brothers were angry. "Why are you here?" they said. "Go back to your sheep." But David ignored them. David went to King Saul and said, "I will fight Goliath." Saul gave David armor and a sword, but they were too big and heavy. Instead, he picked up his sling and chose 5 smooth stones from the stream. David took them off. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" he shouted. With only his sling and his faith in God, David stepped onto the battlefield. Goliath saw David and laughed. Goliath moved forward to attack. David, though young and small, had defeated the giant because he trusted in God.